Oh, you guys are awake. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody here. It's a great Friday morning. In case you guys don't know, I'm David Pihar, Director of Dining Services. I've also been going on recently as saying I am the Director of Helping Hands. It seems like it's taking a lot of the time. But I want to talk a little bit about Helping Hands coming up. But before I do so, I have Mr. Ron Roker, who would like to say a few words to you, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
I'm Ron Rooker, Executive Director of Christians Helping Other People in Need, also known as Chopin Hall. Here at Chopin Hall, we collect food, clothing, and personal care items year-round to distribute to families in our community in need. Each year, we help thousands of people from thousands of families, providing more than 250,000 meals. With the help of vital partnerships like the ones we have with the University of Findlay, we are able to put hundreds of meals in front of families each day. Each year, the event brings together community members, university faculty and staff, and university students who all make generous donations of non-perishable food items. Recently, we have been able to involve local schools and students who turn their donations into a friendly competition. Since the start of Helping Hands event, it has resulted in more than 1 million pounds of food donated to Chopin Hall. We are very excited to see everyone come together for this year's event. So please help us set a new record and donate to Helping Hands. As we always say, it takes a community to feed a community. Thank you.
So Chopin Hall, in case you don't know, Chopin Hall helps support those in need here in Hancock County. And to qualify for services at Chopin Hall, you have to be 200% below national poverty level. So all the food we collect here at this food drive stays here in Findlay and Hancock County to actually help out our neighbors that are in need. So I'm very passionate about it. I mean, I'm into food every day, make sure nobody's hungry. But this right here, nobody should go hungry. So I'm very much behind this. Details. First off, the drive is on November 1st. So make sure you write that down. Actually, you're going to get this PowerPoint sent to you, so you don't have to worry about that. Isn't it great? Okay. So November 1st, on campus time, we're going to have collection here on campus, 7:30 to 7:30. Easy. Just drive up and drop off down at CBSL. Over there on the west side of the building, we're going to have a volunteer group out there. I think it's Campus Ministry is going to be out there collecting food there. You don't have to get out of the car. They'll come unload it for you, okay? We will also be off-campus-wise. We will also be off-campus at Walmart and Brinkman's from 11 to 7. And we have volunteer groups covering those locations there as well. So thank you for those who volunteered. And also, on this food drive, we try to focus on the top 5 items that Chopin Hall can't get. Okay, they get a lot of support from Northwest Ohio Food Bank. Okay, but Northwest Ohio Food Bank, they cannot get peanut butter, they cannot get canned soup, bottled juice, canned fruit, or cereal. That's the top 5 items. Peanut butter, last year we got over 7,500 jars of peanut butter. It lasted 6 weeks. Okay? So it goes quick, guys. It really does. Okay. So there is a lot of things, though, that goes around Helping Hands. It's just not that one day. We have Make and Partake. It's on Thursday the 26th. We're going to have Chef Elias there to go over how to put together a charcuterie board. When you sign up for it, you actually get with that snacks, wines, some food with that. You will also get a board with it as well, and also the food that you're putting on the board you will take home with you as well. So good deal for that. We also have construction competition. It starts as the student organization is putting this together. We have 12 student organizations. No, that's even wrong. We have 12 sculptures being built by 18 student organizations. okay? That will be going on down at the Center for Student Life building. They will be starting with a base that was given, a base of cans that was donated by SGA. They're going to start with 3,000 cans at each group. They could build more cans onto it if they want there. So please, if somebody's asking, hey, can you help out our student organization? Maybe think about that's the way you could do it, okay? You get most pounds of food, most creative, and people's choices are the 3 awards that they will receive. We also have the area schools around the area is going to have a competition, and they're working to get the Golden Can Award and a pizza party. So that'll be going on. And then, of course, here on campus on the 1st, we have the UF Campus Challenge going on. Last year's winner for this challenge was the College of Business, and they won the M-Solar Cup. I don't know, I saw a video the other day of somebody trying to steal the M-Solar Cup, so I thought that was pretty fun. Next slide. This is the group. We have everybody on campus divided up in the different groups. So the winning team, here's how it works. It doesn't matter if you have 2 people on your team or 500 people on your team. It's number of pounds per person donated by the total team members, okay? So basically, it makes it an average of what it is across the board. Anybody could win it, but I can tell you what, the last first 16 years of it, Student Affairs won it. Last year, College of Business took it over. So I think it's up for grabs for anybody, but I think there's some fierce competition going for it now. Thursday the 2nd is going to be our awards ceremony at 12 noon. Please come down and support that. We're going to be recognizing those who helped sponsor the event. Also, we're going to announce the number of pounds we collected. We are going to announce the winners of all the competition from the challenge to the construction competition and the schools competition. How can you guys get involved? There's many different ways. First, try to compete for the M-Solar Cup with the campus challenge. Make a donation of non-perishable foods. Sponsor a student organization at construction. Encourage students to donate food and direct dollars. Everybody on student meal plans, they have direct dollars. If they like to use some of those direct dollars, we will take the direct dollars and donate it towards the food drive. Also share this information. The more we tell people we're doing this food drive, the more support we will have. So please feel free to share. If you need anything, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help out. Volunteer on November 1st. Last year, we collected 238,000 pounds worth of food. I can't move that by myself. I tried, doesn't work. So we can use some volunteer help. Time frame right now we're looking for 1 to 9 o'clock at night. The biggest time we need people is between 5 and 9 p.m. Why? That's when everybody's off work, when all the food from off campus is coming in. And we also are tearing down the construction stuff at that time. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for considering this. I really appreciate it. Everybody have a great, happy Friday.
Thank you, David. I say the president's group is going to win this year, but let's go. Budget update. So very quickly, we have some information for you. We always share at this time of year. As of 7/31/23, we're still calculating last year's, and we don't have the audit yet. But at that date, we had $7,500,102 in cash update on hand. That will be used. That's earmarked already. It's used. It's not surplus, but that's our cash update at year end. You have nice increases in our endowment, you can see, and our total investments. Okay, next slide. The capital expenditures budget, this is one that you are all involved in. You know it well, those of you who've been here for a few years, and those of you who are new will learn it. You are involved in proposing capital projects, and many of them get selected, certainly not all of them. But this is how we spent our CapEx budget in 2023. The budget, you can see, totaled I can't quite see it, but you can read it, $5 million. And then we were very close, only about 10,000 off. So I would say that's a very good planning year. Thank you those of you who needed capital projects for staying within your budget. That is very important. Thank you. That's what we spent in fiscal year 23. Next slide. And then the operating budget. You can see the unaudited actuals for 23. We have surplus of almost 150,000. But if you add in our non-operating revenue, that was the last year where we received money for COVID primarily. During the COVID years, we still had money, and so we had 2.14 million with the non-operating revenue. But operating revenue, we did reach a surplus of 150,000. We're grateful for that. We had a lot of expenses, unexpected, come in the last month that could not have been predicted. So we did a good job. You behaved responsibly with your budgets, so the entire university benefits. Thank you for that. And then, did we have 2024 on that one? I can't remember. Let's go back. So maybe, yes, fiscal year 2024 operating budget, we project an operating surplus of 750,000. This will be available to you to review, and we have many more slides that I'm not showing today. We'll be happy to make those available to you when we send out the report on this. And then you can, of course, ask anybody in Business Affairs. Kim is here. You can ask her by email or by stopping by. The same for me. But we won't have time to discuss it today because we have a lot of exciting things for you that will be actually more interesting, I'm afraid to say. I don't know what's more interesting than budget to you, but I think there are a few things. Okay, keep going. And then the capital expenditure budget for this current year, fiscal year 24, we had $2 million set for capital expenditures to be distributed from our budget. The additional money you see here is not from our regular budget. It is from gifts and other sources of funding. So it's not as if we suddenly added more than $2 million to the budget that we talked to you about last year to plan for this year. And you can see all of that here, 4.2 million. You can see how many projects by each area and how much was given to each area. You probably will notice that the president is listed for one project and there's no amount to the right. The only explanation I have for that is that our project is under 5 million. Yeah, it is under 5 million. It's actually under 5,000. So I think the nominal amount is not listed there. But I'm not sneaking in any major furniture, I promise. So there we are. Let's keep going. And now you're going to have an enrollment update by me, your president. Let's go. So you can, I'm actually comforted by this overall trend. We're stable or increasing, and that is good. Some of you have programs that are not as high as you want them to be. This happens. I've been here a long time. I've been in higher education since I was but a child. This happens. But we can address those program issues, and we are and we will. Enrollment management is on it with you. But overall, the university is stable or growing in most areas, and I am so grateful for that. That doesn't just mean that we're recruiting well, but it means that you are working with our students, faculty, and staff to keep them here. You're re-recruiting every single day and making sure they have a good experience. So thank you. You all deserve credit for our stable and in some cases growing enrollment. Next. Graduate headcount, same thing. Some areas of growth, a few areas of a little bit of a decline, but stable overall. I can't tell you how many presidents wish they could say that this morning. Now, there are many who are doing very, very well, but there are many more who are concerned because of all of the things you know are happening in regard to population decline, fewer students going into higher education, and so forth. But good job, Oilers, and let's keep the Oilers coming and staying. Okay? And then Ann provided for us a nice funnel so that you can see that our prospects and our applications, our admitted numbers, and our deposits to the right for fiscal year 24 are ahead of where we were for 23. So am I right about that? Am I interpreting correctly? I like pictures, thank you. Keep them simple, and I have to be able to read them sideways. So thanks for that. All right, and I think that concludes my report to you. Darren is going to give you a quick update on what you need to do in regard to HLC. I think we're going to do very well, but you have to do your homework. Thank you.
I always ask to do the fun stuff. Yeah, so actually, we, as you may or may not know, but you will know for sure, we're less than a month away from our 10-year reaffirmation visit from the Higher Learning Commission. As Dr. Fell said, I think we're positioned very well. We have a very strong assurance argument. And now our task, all of our task, is to be prepared for when they come to campus. So really what this slide provides you is a lot of information on what's coming for you. A lot of it is going to be delivered to you. So probably later today in your Workday inbox, you will have a document review request for the assurance argument. You will be required to open that and review that document and attest that you have seen it. Also, thanks to Ron Tully, who created an excellent overview video of the whole process, as well as the 5 criteria and the key talking points that are from our assurance argument, from the information we provided to HLC based on evidence, those key talking points for each of the 5 criteria. That will be delivered to you by Vector Solutions training, so that will come in an email. You'll be required to open it and to review that video. That is mandatory for everybody. So we're kind of flipping the classroom on you here a little bit. We're delivering a lot of information to you. You are responsible for reviewing that information. And then we will have some study sessions, and those begin next week. We will hold some open forums that are based on the criteria. And Mark Durnack and Ron Tully and I will be the instructors of record for those open forums. And what we ask is that individuals attend the criteria forums which impact them the most. And if you are a faculty member or an academic affairs staff member, you should absolutely attend the open forum B, which is in AMU North in this room. That is criteria 3 and 4, which is the guts of our academic core. And that is information that all of you who are dealing with students on a regular basis need to have. If you are other administrative support staff, you can attend any or all of these, but you really should attend A. And if you're in the finance, business affairs area, anything dealing with our financial resources, C is the criterion 5, and that's the key criteria. Everybody will look at all 5. When you review that video, you will have a sense for, this is the area I deal with, and you should attend that open forum. Feel free to attend all 3. They will be interactive and a load of fun. I guarantee you, there'll be quizzes and in-class activities, and it'll be great. The final point, and then I'll get off the stage, is 4, which is on the 2 days of the visit, the 30th and the 31st. The HLC reviewers, when we get close to the visit, they will establish a schedule. They will begin to indicate what individuals they want to have meetings with, okay? At that point, you'll be notified if you're, expected to attend, but it can change. When they get here, they can change their mind and say, by the way, I'd also like to meet with so-and-so. So you must be flexible. If you're teaching that day, please have some kind of an alternative for your class, just in case. They will also schedule open sessions that faculty, staff, and students together will be invited to, and those sessions will be centered around these criteria. Their job while they're here, they are not private eyes or detectives or policemen, right? Their job is to take the assurance argument and the evidence, come to campus, and validate that it is in fact the case. So they have already studied what we have told them. They are coming to make sure that here on the ground, that is in fact the case. So our sessions that we provide will be centered on that. We are in great shape with this. Sarah Hinkson, who is not here today, wrote this assurance argument based on information all of you provided. She did a phenomenal job. We have a lot of good things going on, and it will be revealed in this visit. So this is a anxiety-producing and, somewhat scary visit, but it is actually a reaffirmation. We are in a good place, and I think we'll have a very positive visit. Everybody, please do your homework. Thank you.
I feel like there should be a baton handoff this morning. I was like waiting for my turn. Okay, I am Christine Denneker from the Center for Teaching Excellence, and I'm here to just give you a brief update on the Strong Roots, Bright Future campaign. 2 months ago, almost exactly 2 months ago today, many of us in this room were over in Weinbrenner. We had some glue and some scissors and some construction paper, and we put together something pretty phenomenal. The whole idea of Strong Roots, Bright Future is that we're reflecting on this place that we call the University of Findlay, that we call home. And yes, it is a place, but it's also a people, right? The university is nothing without the people. And so our reflection this year is about how we add to the story. And here's our update. This is what you created. Pretty cool. And this is what's going on right now. Val is painstakingly gluing all of those pieces into panels and boards, trimming things up a little bit. We've got another slide. There's one that's finished of Old Main. And those 3 panels will eventually go together. They will be framed. There will be plexiglass or something put on top. And then we will hang that somewhere on campus. We're talking about the best place for it. We haven't quite figured that out yet. The goal is to have it hung by spring 2024. So by our last all-campus meeting, we'll be able to say where this is hung and where you can go visit it and have a little reminder of your part in the story of the University of Findlay. Speaking of stories, during that time, we also shared some videos with reflections from folks that represent all kinds of areas on campus. We shared a story about traditions. We talked a little bit about what it is to be an Oiler. And today we're going to share another video. This one is about changes to campus.
When I walk across campus, I visualize many times the way things used to look. Like before Weinbrenner was there, the houses that were there. And I knew some faculty members and staff who rented houses, the upstairs or downstairs. Or the old gas station where physical plant was located.
My office was actually located at the Marathon gas station on Fraser Street in Maine. They raised that building to put the Weinbrenner building in. When that was happening, we moved over to West Folk. I haven't made a lot of moves here on campus, but we moved over to West Folk. That's where Facility Services now is located, not physical plant any longer. But at that time, it was a gas station. It had a trailer for our job house, and we were kind of happy to see that one leave.
I mean, I can remember walking into Schaefer Library and the new Mac lab, those brand new, I don't know what they were called now, but we just thought it was the greatest thing to be able to sit behind a computer for the first time and to utilize that.
So my mom grew up on College Street, right where pretty much the lawn of the College of Business building is where my mom's house that she grew up in on College Street was. And she had an older brother he was quite a bit older than her, 13 years older. And so when they were kids, they would, Findlay College students would board there. They would live there at my grandparents' house. As an alternative to the dorms or something like that. So my mom grew up with, having college students living in their house.
Behind Old Maid, there was a smaller gazebo there that I used to like to go out and sit in. I didn't smoke, so I wasn't smoking a cigarette there. I just wasn't that cool.
When I started here as a freshman, we were the first class to go through as the University of Findlay. And with that, there was probably maybe half of the amount of classroom buildings that we have now on campus, plus a lot more streets that went through the middle of campus.
I remember walking across streets to get to class and parking lots that are no longer here. So for me, it's exciting to see how the campus has changed and developed and really become a beautiful place for students and faculty and staff to be together and not have to be dodging cars as you're walking from the parking lot to the different buildings on campus.
Some of my best memories as a student is, playing stickball in between some of the dorms, and it would have been over by the science building there, and there was a street that ran through there, and if you were able to hit the ball across the road and into the bushes over there, that's an automatic home run. So
I just always have thought, I started in a old gas station on the corner of Main and Fraser, and I made it to third floor Old Main, and the oldest building on campus, however, is a fun place to be.
So it's funny because I was just reminiscing about the changes from when I was a student until now. And when I was a student, I remember taking math classes in trailers in the parking lot where CVSL is currently.
I mean, UF has just grown so much, I think, physically on main campus, but also I could talk more about the growth at the horse farms, really developed the equestrian farms into just larger facilities with more riding areas, can accommodate more students.
When they were getting ready to tear down the houses on College Street, I reached out to Myron Cobb and just said, hey, can we take one more stroll through my mom's house before that comes down? And he's like, oh my gosh, that is such a cool thing. Yes, absolutely. So we brought my mom and she gave us a tour of her old home, which I'd never been in because people had lived there. So we took a couple of the doors that were still on the hinges from the house so that she could have those as special memories. So
the other thing that always stands out to me on this campus is just how much we've grown over the years. I mean, and we still are able to keep that small school atmosphere, and that's what has amazed me.
When I was a student here, the Western Farm didn't even have like one of the main riding arenas that we use every day right now that was newly constructed when I returned. The Animal Science Farm, which is located on the same campus as the Western Farm, that's really grown, in size and in scope and the amount of animals and students that go through that facility. And I just think that kind of growth has been incredible to see.
If you are new to the University of Findlay, I hope this helps you get a better understanding of the place that you have joined and what you're part of. If you've been here for a long time or for a few years like myself, this is a reminder of what you're a part of as well. And when we think about looking to the future, we can think about how this place has evolved. It has been so many things to so many people, and we are preparing it for the next generation of Oilers. If you would like Bright Future, Strong Root Bright Future stickers or buttons, they're on the table at the back. Thank you to Beth Stewart in the Makerspace for getting those put together. And in the spirit of evolution, I'm going to ask Tom Dillon to come up and talk about something new for the campus.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. I'm here to talk to you today for a couple of minutes, along with some other distinguished colleagues. In April 2022, the university announced Billy and Brenda Watterson's $6 million gift toward the Watterson Center for Ethical Leadership. The building will house the majority of College of Liberal Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences and faculty, and will be the home of the Watterson Ethical Leadership Institute. Billy Watterson graduated from UF in 1996 with a degree in environmental science and occupational health. In 2014, he received the university's Distinguished Alumni Award and he's a member of the Board of Trustees. Billy and Brenda have a vision that the University of Findlay graduates will change the world through their capacities as ethical leaders. Fundraising for the building continues as part of the Together We Will campaign. We look forward to breaking ground in the next few years. Without a question, the Watterson building will transform this campus. And it will also transform our lives. It will be a space to engage in difficult conversations about ethical leadership, equity, and inclusion, and inspire an open dialogue and a constructive debate, which is essential on a college campus. The pedagogical and programmatic aspects of the Institute are being shaped by the Watterson Center Ethical Leadership Institute Working Group. Our job is to bring Billy and Brenda Watterson's vision to life. Before you on the screen, before I say just a couple more words about the Institute, before you on the screen are the members of this committee. Ashley Allen from Campus Ministry, she's an intern there and she's unable to be here today. Christopher Caldwell, the director of the Buford Center, myself, Professor Emeritus from Occupational Therapy, Mary Beth Dillon, retired professor of occupational therapy, Ben Dolan, an associate professor of biology, John Gillum, associate professor of education, Jim Givens, director of athletics, Sean Graves, associate professor of religion and philosophy, Brad Hammer, director of career and professional development, Nira Kadkia, assistant professor of teaching and pharmacy practice, Liz Sable, associate vice president for student service, student success, Chris Ward, professor of business, and Sharinda Welton, director of student activities, commuter services, and leadership development. The one name I haven't mentioned is our fearless leader, who is unable to be here with us today, Sarah Fedorka. We miss her greatly. Many of us were supposed to remain quietly behind the scenes during this presentation, and were pressed into duty by her absence. Sarah, if you're listening, we miss you greatly, and we look forward to getting back to our work together. So, the Watterson Ethical Leadership Institute Working Group has 14 members representing each of the 6 colleges and 6 essential student service areas. The Buford and Euler Success Centers, career and professional development, student leadership, athletics, campus ministry. Working group members represent all levels of experience, from less than 1 year at the University of Findlay to over 22 years of service. 6 of the 14 working groups, the working group members have earned at least 1 degree from UF, and several have earned 2. Members of the working group are committed to creating a collaborative, interdisciplinary institute that develops every Euler to lead ethically with confidence, integrity, and compassion. Now, for your listening pleasure, Chris Caldwell.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm from a call and response culture. I was raised Southern Baptist. If I say good morning and nobody ends up responding back, I think that I smell funny, or I'm not speaking English, or I got something in my teeth. Can we try that one more time? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So much better. Thank you all so very much for being here. My name is Chris Caldwell. I'm the Senior Director of the Buford Center, and I've been asked to functionally address the question of why ethical leadership. Why does it matter? This wonderful slide is a nice rolling screen of all of the highlights, all of the taglines that you have seen in the news. We've been wrestling with this idea of why ethical leadership is necessary for basically 2,500 years when we started writing things down. Plato ended up talking about philosopher kings. Judaism has King Solomon. And in so many ways, gearing people up to be able to engage the challenges of their time in ways that are grounded on their principles, on their values, in ways that are intentional, in ways that are creative, in ways that are collaborative, are absolutely essential pieces of the Watterson Center for Ethical Leadership. UF has a distinct opportunity to become a leading voice in educating and training future generations of leaders to operate intentionally, contextually, and strategically. What we're hoping to be able to provide with our work is the ability to address current and future issues with a measure of confidence. Issues like the ones that you see here before you today. I've been told in my career of public speaking that the best way to do this is to keep things brief. Thank you so much for your time. Have yourself a wonderful day.
Good morning. The work of developing ethical leadership is already happening here at the University of Findlay. Through the in-depth trainings provided for student organization leaders, staff, student orientation leader staff, residence life staff, Student Activities Executive Board, Student Government Association, the trainings offered through Board of Presidents, the Tool Series, which stands for Training Oilers and Organizations in Leadership, the annual fall leadership retreats, student-led winter and spring break trips known as OSA, also known as Oilers Serving Abroad, campus ministries, athletics, internships and externships, experiential and service learning, graduate assistance programs, student employment programs, through the 93 active student organizations and honor societies that have active executive boards. This list demonstrates University of Findlay is providing all students multiple opportunities to obtain ethical leadership training. Many are not specific to an officer's position or in charge of position. All programs and opportunities listed do focus on being inclusive. And part of what our team is doing is research. So this lists a lot of things outside of the classrooms, but we know there's a lot happening in the classrooms, and that's where we are coming to you and asking for you to provide us information that we can add to what we've already discovered. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ben Dolan from the Department of Biology, and I'm joined by Liz Sable up here. We wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that this institute, while it is going to help train students, that's not all it's going to do. Right? It's more than just training them. It's also about mentoring each other, all of us. So it's about recognizing the value that each of us bring to this community, how we build relationships with each other, our shared trust, and our common goals. And we know there are folks all across campus modeling ethical leadership every day. We have formal programs. We heard all about all kinds of great programs today. We've got Helping Hands. We've got HLC. Sarah Hingson and all the work she's doing. Oh my gosh, I don't envy her at all. That's a lot of work. So thank you to Sarah. But yeah, we have all these formal programs, and you know, there's Faculty Senate going on, and what are there, like 3,251 committees that we serve on. So we are practicing leadership. We are ethical leaders. But sometimes we can forget what's going on. We often talk about how we're working in silos. Faculty especially, we get stuck working in our gear, in our spaces. I like to think of my silo as one of those underground missile silos that I've fallen into, and I can't figure out how to get out of it yet, and I feel like people keep throwing me shovels. But, sorry, some mental health issues here, I guess. But, so anyway, I know that there are people doing lots of really amazing things here, and if you want to click to the next slide, I'm trying something new here. Hopefully everyone can scan this, but if not, there's a web link there, and if that doesn't work, you can email your answer to this question. But we're looking to catalog all of the good things that you are working on. So specifically, what campus programs and events promote ethical leadership? What are you working on? What have you participated in, or what do you know about? So you can scan that, and this is a live poll. If all goes well, your responses will show up here. So please put something in there that'll help make this more interesting, and it'll also help the working group catalog what's going on. Because,
Oh no.
oh, Keaton broke it. I'm just kidding. Don't panic, don't panic, it'll be back. I'll find another way to pull this up. I think it was when Ray tried to do something. I'll pull it up a different way. Don't worry. We do want to start cataloging these things. So if this doesn't work, you can email me. My email is dolan@finley.edu. So we just want to know what's going on so we can start creating a list of these things. And once I get this fixed and they start showing up, Liz will kind of talk about some of them.
One moment, please. Your request is being processed. Because my part is actually talking about these results. So I'm going to stand up here and smile and nod. No, one of the reasons we really want to catalog what is going on across campus is because, as Ben mentioned, we work sometimes in our direct areas because we have so much going on and we are so excited about the things we are doing. What ways, though, are we quantifying that? What ways are we getting our message across to the different areas? Because I know pharmacy brings in this great leadership speaker and student activities have the tool sessions. But do we have a way that is really taking all of those and synthesizing them and making it so that we are intentional about how we are developing ourselves as leaders, our team members, our students, our colleagues? So we're asking you to put these results up, not necessarily because the Watterson Leadership Institute plans to take on all of them, but because we know we're already doing great things. So how can we take what we are doing and evolve them? Results. Again, as you can see, we have camps, we have internship recognition, helping hands, the health equity speakers, athletics. I don't have to be up here and talk about all the amazing things we do across campus because I know that you know. We are an amazing campus community. The words up here just help us understand from your lens and so that you can see all the things we're doing across campus. We will synthesize the results and we'll talk about them so that we can see what's already being done because there is no sense in the Watterson Institute recreating the wheel. But we'll be reaching out and asking more. We'll be doing focus groups and in the departments asking for groups to talk more and in depth about what all we're doing because we know that sometimes in a quick snapshot, we're not getting everything in a week or an hour. You might be like, oh, I forgot to put that up on the board, and that's okay. So we'll have the results. We'll talk about them in the groups, and then we will bring them back to our departments to talk about them more. So one, thank you for participating. I'm going to hand it over to Mary Beth.
So like all good papers, I'm your summary. So how can you help? The working group looks to secure the university's past and future by looking at what we're all doing. And everybody today has talked about different pieces of how we're going to do this. But we do need your help, as you can see by all of the words that you gave us. We aim to create an inventory of what we currently do to develop students. And you'll be asked to share more than in a QR code. To do that, you'll be asked to share. You might be asked to complete a survey. You might be asked to do a focus group. We know. But when we do that, we respectfully ask that you give us your time. And when we do that, please do so. But we won't waste your time. We understand skepticism, and we saved you from Post-it notes today. We talked about Post-it notes. We did. And Brad and I were like, no, 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 no Post-it notes. No, 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 okay? So we understand that you're busy, and we understand that you have things to do, and so do we. But we will share the information that we have collected. We will bring it back to you. We will bring back the analysis. We have to come back and share, because if we don't, we can't move forward. We are doing great things, and to take what we already do and continue to do that and move it forward is what we would like to do. You can expect to see us back on stage in the spring at the all-campus meeting. ready to report our findings and invite you to participate in the next steps. You can also expect our immediate focus is the university campus community. We're going to start here. However, we do recognize that our responsibilities are collaborative. The working group sees itself as a partner with the Findlay-Hancock County businesses and nonprofits to address the needs of our shared community. And there are talks with other community agencies already, but we start here. Brenda and Billy Watterson's envision the Ethical Leadership Institute will transform lives on a global scale, and it's all of our jobs to make that happen. And once again, we do miss Sarah Fedorka greatly today, and we hope that she is feeling better. And we also are pleased to work with her and thank her for her leadership and drive for all of the work group that we do. And I spoke to Dr. Fell, and this is the end of the program, and she wishes you all a great weekend and a good Friday, and we are done for today. Have a good weekend.